Okay. I'm in. Why don't you go ahead and take us through the lineups, though? I need to do a couple things.
Sure. On the side of WTFA, you've got Vices in the Richelieu, Gooseneck in the Julio, Sith Kitten in the Mass B, Paladin of Argyle in the Darpits, and Underpaid Staff in the Repulse. On the side of Older, you've got Mustang, P51A10 in the Julio, Jagged Mojo in the Mutsu, You Blinked in the Massachusetts, Logo 73 in the Lennon, and the McGee in the Turpits. We're seeing that Lennon, Massachusetts spawn. Let's see if Older decides to actually put them in different places. I don't know who's... I'm trying to see...
What are you trying to see, sir?
So they're supposed to pick maps. It's probably in the chat. They're supposed to pick all 5 maps and spawns.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't looking hard enough in the chat. It's irrelevant. To be perfectly honest with you, we're in game, and you know what? I'm gonna turn on the battle music.
Yep, I did that too.
Well, battle music.
It's kind of fun that way. Well, I do like the idea of bringing Richelieu. We'll see if WTF is going to be able to make that work. Now, Sithkitten should be streaming from her perspective, which will be interesting too.
Yeah, right off the gun, I'm seeing WTFA. They had Bonky or Bonks people calling for them.
Yes.
I find it hard to believe that they're calling for a full Lemming A.
Well, so interestingly enough, Kitten told me they had people calling, the shadow calling, I think they called it, the first game, and then or first day, and then the second day, there was no shadow calling, and there was a bit of a difference if you notice in their
definitely
in their record.
Definite difference. I mean, I would find it hard to believe that they would call for a full. I mean, Richelieu's at least kind of protecting the D flank.
Mm-hmm.
And they're lucky in the sense that the side they're lemming to has the Julio Mutz. That Lennon Turpits, Massachusetts, all spawning next to each other is just rough. But here we go. Cross shots from the Lennon on the Turpits. And they're going to be able to wrap around and... Good old Gooseneck, we're going to be mean mugging him the entire time. He's sailing full broadside to the Julio, the Mutsu, and the eventual Massachusetts. Let's see if he angles. He does. He's learning. I'm very proud of you, Gooseneck. But ACAP being capped by the Mass, DCAP being capped by the Lennon, and... It looks like the only path for WTFA here is going to be a kill everything.
Well, if you go hard like what you're going, I mean, then that's kind of what happens, right? Jagged getting whacked. You know, if Older throws enough ships away, then this will actually work.
I mean, the Julio is butt in, the Repulse is bow in. They've got 5 here, and they're kiting away from it.
Yeah.
Straight into the Lennon and Turpits.
Yeah.
And the Lennon should be able to just get a nice, beautiful... He's being slow about it. He's going to be able to deck this Turpits in a second, though. They're unspotted. And there you go. First cap to the side of Older. The Mutsu... Despite taking 5 people shooting at him, did manage to hold. And now they just need to drag this Turpits. Keep dragging that Turpits down, and they have a perfect line. Meanwhile, you've got like a 2-2-1 with the Massachusetts going broad to You Blinks, Massachusetts. Let's see what the shots look like. Are you going to take the shots? There's the shots. You're a little late on those. Because the Massachusetts has been able to turn in. Gooseneck, meanwhile, taking no damage in a stunning turn of events.
Well, now you
Turpits,
told me about
throw
this guy.
some torpies. Oh God, he's the best.
So, I mean, I think it's one of those we're going to have to wait till the very end and see what happens with him, right?
Well, I mean, you can't judge a gooseneck by a single game performance. He delivers. And here we go. Matsu getting farmed again, taking another big hit from the Julio.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how much damage Mojo's taken there in that Mutsu. But I'm interested in looking at Paladin in the Turpits. I almost feel like Vices and that Turpits should be flipped. Very odd to see a Turpits just sit bow in against two other battleships.
Well, and the Lenin is making the mortal mistake of backing up into a cross shot, potentially. The Turpis is not that scary that you have to be flat broadside to a repulse.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Let's see if the repulse is guns. He's got to have his guns just waiting.
It looks like he's completely flipping his guns. Nope. Nope.
He's going to be shooting HE at Mustang.
I mean,
okay,
why not?
There goes the Turpits. And so now it's
right.
456 to 3 hundo. 2 caps to 1. And the A cap is not going anywhere anytime soon. The Matsu still lit at 8,400 HP. But what's the path to victory here if you're WTFA, Zeth?
YOLO. And I'm serious. Like
3 minutes left. And here's those cross shots from the Turpit. Ooh, slightly outside. Gooseneck is flat broadside to the Turpits, but at range. Here comes Vices. This should be a dead Matsu. He is broadside.
nope.
Gooseneck shorts the shots.
So it seems that Kitten has changed her setup from sitting bow in to now sitting stern on. The result is pretty much the same.
I mean, the only way they win is with the lemming strategy is through A. I'm surprised the Turpits and the Lenin are this chill. Like, they need to be moving.
I mean,
There's nothing stopping them from taking the center and just punishing them as they push into A.
They're starting to go. I think the Lenin... I like where Logos is moving. Go into that channel, go into the center, look for cross-shot opportunities against people that move forward, like if Vices pulls forward there.
Correct. I mean, at this point, they have to. They have to pull forward.
Right, and then McGee can just kind of slowly but surely work his way up. I think for McGee, he's most concerned about if he's by himself, right? If Logos goes in that channel, how can he get... He doesn't want to get double-teamed.
And then with 2 minutes left, it doesn't matter. Like, you can get double-teamed if you have the broadside of every ship.
So this goes back to...
the opposing side.
This goes back to what we talked about at the end of Sunday last week, right? You have to watch the clock.
Mm-hmm. And it's also if you put all of these forces, your plan is to win A. If you saw they pushed up to it and then half the team turned away and went stern in, the repulse, your tier 6 ship is the tank apparently. And
now
he's just getting cranked.
Mustang could very well go down here. He will.
There's only a minute left. They've got to get 2 very quick kills without losing a ship. And Sith is down to 9K. Gooseneck's at 32K. He can die from any angle, any time, as we've seen in the past. Broadside shots on the repulse, a little bit high. The Matsu just needs to go dark and run away. And it's 33 seconds. Yeah, they're not watching the time. It's too late. You're going to have 3 ships still behind the A cap as the clock winds down. I think Older is going to be taking map number 1.
That's right. As Putin says, well, looks like Kitten's going to have time to mod for me tomorrow.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh no, is that Mini Hannibal? Wild Mini Hannibal appeared.
It is a wild mini Hannibal appearing.
And
up,
that
dude?
will do it for
Do
us.
you have any issues?
No, I'm just looking for trying to find a match because I have now had 3 straight no
They
shows.
forfeit? Do you agree with their pick? Bravo.
I think the Southern Island side is the harder side to fight. I think the island up here at sea, on the north side, for the north spawn, is far superior. So I think Older just kind of made it more difficult for themselves.
Oh, see, I actually disagree with you on this one, but what's happening on WTFA? What have they brought us?
Well, WTFA is bringing Pisces in the Julio this time around. We have a Gooseneck in the Zeton, so they are trusting him with the highest tier ship. We've got a Hyuga. I see it
There's
now.
a tier 9. Yeah.
And Veritibus. And finally, of all ships at tier 9, you choose to bring a Malboro. I'm scratching my head on this one, GP.
Well, positives. The positives, we're seeing teams change ships per map. I'm scratching my head on this as well, but let's take a look at Older. They've got the Tirpitz, the Lenin, the Massachusetts. Terrible spawn positions with the Matsu and Julio. They haven't changed their lineup, but again, fortunately for them, now see, this is why I like the Bravo cap. They've got this volcano.
Yes.
And if the Alpha side gives up this A cap and this ship can come around, there is nothing stopping them from having very clear broadside shots, and we've seen it, except pushing them forward. You could push forward and be fine. If the same happens on the Bravo side, this volcano prevents a clear across the map shot. It also provides you with this little alleyway in through B, where if they stop short of C on that island, they either have to go past the island to get the cover, or they're giving up their broadside again, and the Alpha side does not have that spawn. The weird thing is, it looks like neither of the teams are going for the little safe cap area in A, and once again, Lemming seems to be the call.
Yeah, I mean, you said if the team abandons A, and as you said it, I looked at Vices and I'm like shaking my head. So, you know, the island at sea, I feel, is strong in a initial contact front-on encounter because you've got the ability to go on either side of it. You can set up a push. You can duck behind if you need to back off and heal for a bit. It gives you a flexibility in a fight of attrition, which is frankly what we've seen a lot of, right? It's either been kind of bow on, ships just keep pounding away back and forth, and eventually somebody dies, or we've seen the complete opposite, a full, flank maneuver, gets on the side, and then somebody just gets smacked. So, speaking of being smacked, Sithkin just takes a bit of a hit there. In the Hyuga, I don't know why they're putting her in that ship.
26 millimeter bow, decent guns, but it's like a worse Lenin in terms of vulnerability in the armor situation.
Well,
and
sure.
Again, they're pushing their tier 9 through C. You win Alpha through C. I do like the Zeiten trying to torp the Lenin, but here we go. Here's our first. Oh, they're in the island. Matsu broadside to Zeiten, taking a big hit. The Tirpitz, but look at the Tirpitz! No! No!
He took the island and he's turning around.
And he turned around! Look at what he had available, like
Everything?
Dead.
Everything. He had everything available.
No! Why, Lord Zath? Why?
The world will never know.
Oh, God.
The world will never know. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that. It's just bonkers.
They handed you like the best possible scenario, and they said, you know what? No thanks.
Well, speaking of handing the best possible scenario, even though the Turpits has come back, they are still getting the points on the C cap, which means that WTFA is going to have to make something of a push, and their tier 9 is almost dead already. So all of that, they thought, hey, we're going to shove our tier 9 in front and let him get shot at by literally everybody until he dies. There he goes. Meanwhile, the Verbus and the Yuga, the two lower tier battleships that essentially were sacrifices in order to take that tier 9, were hiding behind the island, guns silent for what, the past 2 or 3 minutes? Now this is a best of 3, correct?
It's a best of 5. All winners brackets are best of 5.
Oh god, I thought you said, okay, I thought when I asked you if they're all best of 5 today, you said, I thought you meant like the, oh my god, okay. All right, well.
Because we're only doing winners bracket today. Tomorrow, we're going to do the first game of the winners bracket finals, which will determine the winner of the winners bracket. And then we're going to go into the losers bracket until it gets all the way up to the winner of the losers bracket, who will play in the grand finals against the winner of the winners bracket, and they have to win twice against them in order to win. So if the winner of the winners bracket wins one best of 5 against the losers bracket, it's over. If the losers win their first best of 5, we go into 2.
Okay, well, speaking of so many ifs, Vicey's sitting broadside to the Turpits right now. So many questions.
Whoa.
Paladin goes down. I mean, they're not even going to take a single ship. Look at Kitten. Kitten's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave this flank.
Yeah, 485 to 195. Oh,
there's the slap.
The crazy thing is, Gooseneck is not the one dying first. I've never seen this before. He's normally the king of disappointment.
Well, he's doing quite fine right now. Alright, Sith Kitten is spotted. They know that she's coming. She's got HE loaded. And she's now using her reload booster. Now,
It's a dead Turp. I mean, the Turpits breaks my heart.
And now she's bow in.
Oh, it's a ram. It's 100% a ram.
I mean, yeah, triple death pick right here.
And now you've got a tier 5, a tier 6, and a tier 8 versus a Gooseneck.
Who's almost dead.
In any situation, even if it was reversed, Gooseneck would struggle. Oh, they all have the yellow camo, though. The school bus cam. They're flexing the school bus camo.
Well, they're getting schooled, that's for sure.
Got vodka up my nose.
And Minnie was worried about me. Let's just put that out there for a second. Gooseneck realizing now...
We only get to do this twice a year. I mean, they have to do nothing. He has to do...
everything?
Well, not just something, everything, and he's got 2 minutes to do it. If they all stopped, sat broadside, he would not be able to kill them all fast enough to win the game. Oh, torpedoes. I didn't factor in torpedoes, maybe. If they stopped broadside in the open, maybe.
Right.
But Vegas odds are not with the Goosenecker today.
Nope.
So, if you're WTFA, you've got... you're 0-2. You've called the Lemming twice. If you call the Lemming the third time, it's over. You gotta mix it up. They at least mixed up. The ship picks are weird. Very weird, but at least they're mixing them up.
I mean... if you're gonna, we said this before, if you're going to go all in one side, if you're gonna lemming train, you gotta win that side. And it doesn't matter what you encounter, you have to push.
You're committed to that, yeah. You
it's
are
like-
committed to that strategy.
It's like the Spartans in the movie 300, or in real life what they did, right? With the phalanx formation. Everybody locks shields, and you push, and you push, and you push until you either push the enemy off, or you get pushed off yourself.
And with the wrong team names, and I displayed the logos without figuring it out.
I know. It's just,
Part of the
It's been-
allure of you and I.
it's been a day already. I just want to say that.
Boys.
We haven't-
Okay.
Okay. What the? All right. Shall we?
Sure.
Okay.
It's all you, baby.
So, what the flock A bringing a Verbis, Prince Heinrich, Massachusetts, Duncan, and a Julio. So they are once again bringing a tier 9, and this time it's Gooseneck.
And the Duncan. And we've seen this from Mulder. We've got an on-halt. Lennon and Massachusetts, they've all spawned together again. Matsu and Julio. Let's see what team uses these islands effectively. So now in game 3, one team picks the map, the other picks the spawn. And in game 4, it'll be reversed. So whoever picks the map, the other team gets to pick the spawn. And on Polar, I tend to lean towards the Bravo spawn simply because of the angle some of these islands give you. You can position ships, except for the 9-10 line. This ship needs to be tanky, and having it on halt there is the perfect of these ships to be the open water ship. Everyone else, there's an island that you can be that gives you a perfect broadside shot.
That's right. So
Here,
I'm curious here. Honestly, I think A is, or the upper spawn is okay if you're planning on do a fight at the 2 line, which we've seen so many times on that first day especially. Thankfully, that's not the case on Sunday.
I mean, if you're gonna send a ship to this location at D2, which only gives you a head-on fight, at least don't make it your tier 8 or tier 9. So Verbis Unitas, that's fine. That's it. It's okay to put that ship. I mean, it's not perfect, but
Yeah.
you have this Paladin of Argyle needs to. They're sending too many over here.
Are you using your build viewer?
I don't have it going. Like, I have it up. Who are we looking at?
Look at the Anhalt.
Oh, it's a half secondary ship.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw this before.
We did.
It's the I only work if I'm on fire. We even commented about it.
We
Someone
did.
didn't watch the streams.
Nope. Not only that, but brisk. Now, think about it for a sec, if you will, especially on Polar, but
On
in
Polar.
general, these maps are very small. Brisk will not be effective. You know? Like, look, he's got Brisk active now because he's not detected behind the island. Woo!
Okay.
He has speed.
We will be watching this Lennon. He has already committed the mortal sin of broadside and is pressing forward. No!
Well, it looks like he's not sure if he wants to go forward. He's thinking
Why
about
are
it
we going forward?
Now he's
against
going
the
forward.
dude? He's dead.
because he
If they
needs to
see
secure.
this, there's no good place here. Like, you're giving broadside to 3 ships unless you get here.
Are they even looking though? Let's see. Is
They're
Sith Kid
not.
looking? Nope. She's firing HE at the ship that's on the bottom corner of the map. Now, Prince Heinrich is also not looking. He was turning. I thought maybe he's going to unmask his guns. Nope. So they've got a perfect opportunity, and they're completely blowing it because of tunnel vision.
You blinked is on the wrong side of this island. He's blocking the cross shot from across the map,
Yep.
but he's eliminating his cross shot on 2 ships. Like, this Duncan would be in just a world of hurt, and the Massachusetts would be perfectly bow into him. The Lennon has gotten away with murder.
Yes, and I will say I like that McGee is continuing to push with his Anhalt.
He
And
has to. Yeah. Or that Lennon's dead.
I mean, they're going to completely envelop WTF, which is awesome.
Let's draw that line of offense here. For Older, the Matsu is miles away from that line. Your Julio is on the tippy of it, and now you put this Lennon in a weird place where it can only,
well,
I mean, it's protected, and if Gooseneck decides to gooseneck, which I think he is, oh baby cakes, you don't disappoint. No, he's slowing down.
Are we gonna see Funny Torp against Funny Torp?
Anhalt's a little too broadside for my flavor.
Well, you know, he's a German battleship. He'd be okay.
Is the front gun of
Oof, just got Citadel.
the Duncan? No, now it's moving. Why wasn't it moving?
Because he's firing his torpedo.
But like the second and third gun were moving. It was weird.
So
And look at the Massachusetts. If he was on the other side of the island, this is a dead gooseneck. Here we go. He pulls out enough to take the shots. Gooseneck. Uh-oh!
And the Funny Torp connects on McGee. And Gooseneck also gets connected. and dead Gooseneck.
And then backed up broadside Lennon. These are scary moves that you don't need to take.
Such a good opportunity to smack Logos right here. But it's gone because they're so excited they might get this Anhalt dead. Oh, here come the cross shots finally. Way too late.
And they've got them entombed. The Matsu has moved up. Let's draw our line now. Anhalt over pushing. He's gonna die. The Lenin. Look at where all the threat is at, and look at the Lenin's angle. A little concerning there.
Yeah, once again, tunnel vision, focusing on the target nearest them that they think is the most threatening.
There goes Vices.
Completely disregarding what we discussed at the end of our session on Sunday. Don't you feel like that was good time? Good use of time.
There was a team, Zath, you would be so happy to hear, that reached out to me that I spent an hour and a half with. That, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see if it helps.
Yeah.
But let me see if we're scheduled to watch if they make a deep run. Where are they at? They are... We will not see them unless they make the finals.
Okay.
But they should have a... There you go, Palin of Argyle broadside to the Lenin now. And the Anhalt managed to heal. 2K didn't kill him, and now all their ships are stuck in the place we hate the most.
Yup.
The 1-2 line.
Yup.
It's not looking good.
Nope. Now, when you were talking before about your line, I want to mention the Giulio Mustang was way up front. If you considered him to be an outlier, you could have actually drawn a line all the way to the Mutsu, and it would have been straight. Even right now, it's still a straight line.
Well, and the Giulio he's in a great spot, and he's protected. But if they made a play on him, which, there you go, Torp hits the Julio, which that's where all their units are, so you would assume he could have been left out in the cold.
Mustang is still burning and flooding, so he's probably out.
Shots on the Veridis Unitas. Yeah, he did. He's got no way out of that. He goes down to a flood. That Torp doing work. Oh, yeah, this is going downhill fast. They've got a cap. There's 1 minute left. Ooh, gooseneckers. You didn't die in gooseneck fashion, but if you were the caller and you called a triple lemming, Double
still-
lemming.
I still don't get a furious on alt. I just don't get it.
It's an angry. Yeah. I mean, it's a tank. He didn't do anything that makes it less of a tank, but he took away some of his DPM. When he broadside Massachusetts to the Lennon, near stationary broadside. This is 30 seconds. It's not gonna matter. Veribus Unitus should go down to the Massachusetts in this salvo.
Let's get
He's
the
on
death hit.
fire.
There it is.
Whoop, whoop. And Sith
20
Kitten,
seconds.
solo warrior potential,
That's right, in training room.
but not enough time. And here's the Lennon shots on a very broadside Massachusetts. Let's see if they connect. Not really.
Yeah, I just parked my camera to take my death pick. There we go.
And there you have it in a 3-0. Why is this not updating all of a sudden? Oh, because it reset. In a 3-0 upset